These are the opening day crowds on the Finch LRT, and this is the LRT from today, its second day of operation. Hello, and welcome to the video. Today, I will share with you my final LRT thoughts, at least for the moment, and I'm excited to see what you guys think about it. So obviously, due to having to pay today, much less people are seen on the line, but is that going to help it go faster? Let's find out. I went to try out the light rail transit, quote-unquote line, both on opening day yesterday and this morning to compare the two experiences. So here are my thoughts, especially in comparison to the subway and streetcars of Toronto. First of all, I want to express my gratitude for the development in the west end of the city, as I personally reside in Etobicoke, and it makes me happy to see this area is not forgotten. Humber College is the school that I go to, and having a safe link to the Line 1 subway for easy downtown access is a major improvement for many people. Now, addressing the big elephant in the room is most appropriate right now because yes, the trains are slower than buses at this moment, and yes, there are supplementary shuttle buses running alongside the LRT. But from my rides on both days, I prefer the new comfy, well-conditioned, and frankly more consistent train version along Finch. Yes, it is slower, but I also feel much more comfortable and safe. As time goes on, the TTC will iron out some of these pains they have and had discovered on the first day, and it will become a line similar to the streetcars of downtown, but with the massive advantage of no cars blocking the tracks. Speaking of cars and blocking tracks, one of my biggest complaints with the system overall is the lack of transit priority. They called it a line, but gave it the same handicap as a streetcar. Have you ever seen a subway train stop at a red light to let one Tesla make a left turn? Alright, moving on to the stations and rails. No complaints from me here apart from the wording used. I describe these more as stops rather than stations. The only two stations are the Terminal Humber College and Finch West ones. These positive notes tie into my next topic, the actual vehicles. Everything about them is almost perfect, but not quite. I love level boarding, and this is what greatly sets this line apart from a streetcar route. How many times have we had to wait for an accessibility ramp to be deployed and put back on the streetcar? No problem on Line 6. They inherited this quality from the subway, and I'm all for it. Everyone uses the same platform, unlike trains on GO Transit that have separate elevated sections along the platform, and they still require a ramp. But these elevated platforms for level boarding wouldn't count for anything if a wheel got stuck between the train and the platform, for example. Let's discuss the gaps. Gaps are important to keep safe tolerances so that trains don't rub on the platform sides and cause damage. Here's a platform gap on the Line 1 subway, for example, on Finch West, on one of the newest stations. And here's a platform gap on the Finch LRT. Isn't that incredible? You can clearly see the improvement, and it is easy for anyone to step aboard without much thought. The fact that the rail is much closer to the platforms due to the low floor height of the trains helps with these tolerances and gap management. Now let me show you the depth difference between a subway and an LRT. Streetcars don't have elevated platforms and are the most unsafe of the bunch. The last topic I wanted to share with you guys is the practicality of the trains. These are Alstom trains built in 2019, and even though they are not built by Bombardier, the company behind our subways and streetcars, the look is very similar. I like the seat design, I like the open walkways, and I also like the fact that there are more seats at the very ends of the train thanks to no doors. The trains have 2 driver cabins, so they don't need a loop to turn around. For this reason, they also have doors on either side of the train. Also, a good feature borrowed from the subway. Visibility is generally great, and lights and awesome ventilation create an inviting space to ride in. So I just have 3 main concerns with these trains. Having been on many new and relatively new buses in the TTC fleet, I'd like to see some charging ports on the vehicles. This seemed like a no-brainer addition and an obvious upgrade above the streetcars and old subway cars. But alas, all I'm met with is blank plastic panels. No USB ports, not even a household outlet. My second gripe with how these 6-year-old vehicles are built is signage and its visibility in specific. There are printed maps on the sides without the progress tracking like on line 1, and also digital displays that show the current stop or next stop, the destination of the train, and also the current time. Those are great, but not if I can't see them. Sitting at any normal seat that is not basically underneath the display, there are yellow handlebars blocking the view, especially this one on the top. See how you can't see anything? On the positive note about the signage, I love that it is bilingual. It makes perfect sense for Canada to have French incorporated, and I'm happy to see that. My last issue with the train are some of the panel and window gaps. I tried to demonstrate what I mean by running my finger along the window, but the glare kind of messed with that a little bit. Hopefully you can see it though. Fingers are easily able to get stuck in between the rubber parts and the glass panel, and kids especially can be harmed by this. So that's it. This video is very subjective in general, but some points are just facts, and we have to face them. I will leave you with these takeaways I was able to make over the past 2 days of riding, and this real-time shot of entering Humber College Station. I repeat, real-time, this is not slowed down or anything. So, the tracks, the trains, and the platforms are all built and look very nice. No onboard fare payment system is similar to the subway, but it will need adjustment as it looks like a streetcar. Some of the issues I described wouldn't be obvious on a short commute, for example, and if you typically sit on your phone during travel, you won't notice them. And this line is a significant improvement over the buses that used to dominate Finch West. It is a bright, new, safe, and comfortable ride that improves transit in the west end of our city. I cannot wait for you to ride it, and read your comments below. With that, please remember to hit the thumbs up button below and subscribe to the channel. As always, I will catch you in the next one. And ciao for now.
Humber College Station. This is a terminal station. This train is now out of service. Nous sommes arrivés au terminus. Ce train est maintenant en service.